Regan join us. Thank you for agreeing to serve as co-chairs of the committee.
Good morning. Well, I am from Canyon County, and as he said, Michelle Hamilton from Nampa, in case some of you don't know where Canyon County is. And Brent, my co-chair, is from Kootenai County. So I said immediately that the intent of the state party in this assignment was to improve north-south relations. And it worked, because there's no more proof than in today's world that I received at least a dozen friend requests within a couple of days from northern Idaho people. Friend requests. So, thank you. It definitely works. We are on to a great relationship with northern Idaho. So, I just wanted to take a moment to thank the Resolutions Committee. We did really well. We had 15 resolutions, and we got through all of them with almost an hour left, which is amazing. Everyone was civil. No one got mad. Even the galley was very participating. Some of them tried to actually give testimony themselves, and we had to watch for that. But it was a very involved group and a very civil group, and I wanted to thank everyone that sat on resolutions, because I have been on the Standing Resolutions Committee for several years, and that is not necessarily the way it goes. So with twice as many people, we got through quite a few resolutions, and everyone was wonderful. So I just personally wanted to thank everyone. Now, I'm going to wimp out on you and turn the hard work over to my co-chair, Brent, because I learned in the meeting that when you bring your own gavel to a meeting, you are truly a chair. So I would like to turn it over now to Brent.
Yes, indeed, north-south relations. I feel a little bit like Patton. And it was, the co-chair was a unique experience for me. I'd never been a co-chair before, and Chairman Hamilton and I had gotten together ahead of time and kind of worked out how we actually do it. And as it turns out, we both brought things to the table. She's competent and smart and experienced, and as you said, I had the gavel, so that worked out. The resolution committee met, and the first resolution, number 1, was withdrawn, so that made it easy. Of the resolutions, we had 2 others that failed. Resolution number 3, the resolution for Idaho State health care plans, failed on a 19-22 division vote. That was, by the way, the only. Number 13 also failed by a wide margin, and that was to relax the restrictions on seasonal flotation devices. That failed. The balance of the resolutions, which was 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 16, all passed by wide margins. I reviewed the material that was distributed, compared it to my notes, and found it to be accurate. So you can trust what you're viewing there. So I would like to move that the committee adopt the report of the Resolutions Committee. Don Bradway is the second.
Okay, Don seconds that. I'll recognize the committee chairman.
I would also like to move that we limit debate to, let's limit it to the time of 11:50, and that way we can go to lunch.
Second.
Motion in the, oh, it's your turn.
First of all, Delegate Daniel, were you seeking recognition? Well, it still is standing, needing a second. Well, we're asking the seconders to come to microphones. I mean,
I second.
can you? I didn't hear a name in a delegation.
Lucy Wills, Twin Falls.
That is a second. Thank you very much. Okay. So the discussion is on a time agreement to the hour of 11:50. That would only give us 10 minutes to get to lunch. Is there any debate on that? James, you have debate?
No, I'm going to make a motion.
Okay, so there's no debate on that. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so this, by the way, is a little different. It is a hard time limit, so at 11:50, we're done. Okay, James, you're recognized for discussion on the committee report.
Yes, I move to divide the question and consider resolution number 16 separately.
There's a motion to divide. Is there a second?
Boo.
You know, it's really hard to hear you if you're not on a microphone, so.
I'd second that motion. Mike Barrett, Custer County.
Thank you very much, Mike. So the motion is on a division. All in favor say aye. All opposed?
Hey.
I'm sorry, James, in the eyes of the chair, that was a definite nay. Okay. Delegate is recognized for debate on the committee report.
Well, I would like to move that we limit individual debate to 3 minutes per person, since we're setting a time limit.
Okay. There's a motion to limit the discussion per witness testifying to 3 minutes. Is there a second on that?
Second, Colt Boyle, Bonner County.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, just could you stand there? We need your name and delegation for the record. Okay, and then the seconder?
Second, Colt Boyle, Bonner County.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we have 3-minute debate. Any debate on that? Oh, right, yeah, right. Is there any amendment to that? There's no, it's not debatable, but it is amendable. Seeing no amendments, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll now debate until 11:50, 3 minutes at a time. Further discussion on the committee report.
We couldn't divide, so all in favor?
Do I see any?
Mr. Chairman, Don Bradley, Cook County, I call for the question.
The question has been called. Is there a second?
Matthew Jensen, LD 17.
Seconding? That's, by the way, this is excellent. Race to the microphone. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we call the question. All in favor of voting now, say aye. Aye. Any opposed to voting now? Okay, in the eyes of the chair, we will vote now. The question now in front of the body is the full resolutions committee report. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. Again, in the eyes of the chair, the ayes have that. The resolutions committee report is adopted. And obviously, Chairman Parker did not think we would be as expeditious as we were.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you, everyone. And as I mentioned earlier, Trent is a Jedi. You've seen it happen first person. So we also have young Republicans, college Republicans to give brief reports. Adam, Garrett, you guys here? Garrett? Hey, just run up. Woo. So Garrett is president of the Idaho Republican College Republican. So, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. We're keeping the fight on campuses alive every day. I want to thank you, delegates, for allowing us to remain an affiliated organization with the Republican Party. And I want to thank the local ISU chair, Verona Hibbert, for her efforts in helping to put this convention on. I'd like to give her a round of applause if you may. We're in very optimistic times in college Republicans. The balances are shifting in our favor. More millennials now are registered unaffiliateds than they are Democrats at this point. And we can seize them. We can get them to come over to our side, but we gotta push it. We gotta educate them. And so right now, to give you my brief report, we have 3 active chapters, one at College of Idaho, one at ISU, and one at BSU. Right now, at several other universities, such as North Idaho College and others, we should have active chapters by this August, so that we can help candidates get elected in the fall and raise some money. But we need your help to do it. We need you to get people you know who are in college, who want to make a difference in the world. We need them to come and join. So I'm asking you to help us. And that is the extent of my report / I guess, charge, so to speak. Thank you very much, delegates, and may God bless you, and God bless our great state. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. I would like to recognize we have many members of House and Senate leadership of our Idaho legislature, as well as many legislators in the audience. Could you please stand so I could point you out and embarrass you? All of our legislators. Wow, this is great. Thank you. And, one of the things I mentioned in serving as chair is providing value to our members, to our elected officials, but also help to get our message out, to the people of Idaho. What Republicans are doing, why we are being successful, why Idaho is the fastest growing state in the country, and such. And one of the things we did this year is we hired Mary Strau, who's our communications director. She was actually communications director for Dino Rossi in Washington State when he ran for governor and won the last Washington State statewide campaign that was worth its salt, to be honest. And they found the hidden King County ballots. Mary helped out, and it was her task to help out House and Senate leadership and our legislators with messaging to get the point across of what we are accomplishing. And so our mission here is to provide value to you, to serve you, but also to help our elected officials and get our message out. And I gotta say, obviously we can't ask for much if we don't give much, but I do want to give and recognize Speaker Scott Bedke and Pro Tem Brett Hill, who have been extremely helpful and supportive to the party in helping raise money, in helping unite, and unfortunately it does take money to run this operation, but to get everybody on board and our elected officials on board and helping the party, we truly appreciate it. So Pro Tem Hill, I saw him earlier, and Speaker Bedke, thank you. We're the hosts, and so please give a round of applause. I say this because at our winter meeting, we had our senators' dinner, and then we had our legislative ball, and Speaker Bedke, Pro Tem Hill not only gave their own money, but also made phone calls to sponsor, as well as for this convention. So I'm deeply grateful and appreciative, and something that, it goes both ways. And the party matters. We are the heart and soul. We do have the platform. It's not the Jonathan Parker party. It's not, any elected officials party. We're the Idaho Republican Party. We have a platform, but to have our legislators helping the party and helping raise money, we truly appreciate it. So I did just want to recognize them. Do we have Adam Strong with Young Republicans yet? Okay, here he comes. Okay, so I'll say before Adam and before we go on lunch break, this afternoon we will be obviously holding elections. And just a few of the rules that I wanted to remind everybody of. Number one, it's been a tradition I mentioned earlier that we aren't allowing literature on the seats. I was wrong. It is tradition. Parliamentary procedure does allow for past traditions to be followed. So during the lunch hour and beyond, you will be getting, hopefully, literature for candidates so you can learn more about them and read up on them when they have their election. So how this process is going to be held, and one of my pledges to you that I made as chairman, and one thing that we're going to be doing today is, and I tell the staff this every day, when in doubt, err on the side of transparency. We're going to be full disclosure, nothing to hide, transparency. And number two, we're going to be efficient, and we're going to be educational. And so today's election, just so you know, for all the officers of the State Republican Party, we're going to have one nominating speech that's going to be 2 minutes. We're going to have a seconding speech that will be 1 minute. And then we're going to have the candidates speak for 3 minutes. The candidates will speak alphabetically by last name, and then balloting and counting will be done by staff. But each candidate running is going to have an assigned delegate who they assign to oversee the process, as I mentioned, just to make sure we're transparent and we're accountable, which is something I feel very strongly about. So if you are running for office, be thinking about who you want to ask to be back there to oversee the balloting process. Two other quick things. It does require a majority to win. If there's no majority reached, there will be a runoff. And for each race, nominations will be given from the floor. And once all the ballots are collected, we'll move on to the next election. And then when the results are tallied, we will announce the winners for each office. So that's that. And if you have any questions, I'll be around. You can ask me later. But Adam Strong, chairman of the Idaho Young Republicans. Thank you for being here. And if you weren't there last night, Young Republicans had an excellent event at the Par 5 Lounge. Actually had a very cool golf course simulator, and not to brag, but did set a new course record at the old Par 5 Lounge. So thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Parker, and thank you for your support in coming last night. I'll be very brief. I know I'm standing between you guys and lunch. We're just grateful for everyone that's been here and has helped set up this great convention. It's been great so far. I just want to give a quick update on Young Republicans. Young Republicans currently have 29 candidates that won the primary a month ago. So we'll be working to get those 29 candidates elected, and all of our Republican slate across the state. We're going to be working on getting those people elected. We're raising money. We had a great event last night, like Chairman Parker just said. So we're looking forward to working with all of you to make sure we get Republicans elected in November, and that we can do whatever we can to get young people involved. So with that, I don't want to take too much more of your time. I know we're all getting hungry, so thank you so much for all your support that you guys have given us, and enjoy your lunch.
All right, so that is it for this morning's business.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Please recognize yourself.
Jason Robinson, Dane County. I just have two quick questions. They may be relevant for the body. Are we here to help our Republican legislators? Do we think the media is fair to our Republican legislators?
No.
Yesterday, our Representative Priscilla Giddings has been receiving death threats nationally because of lies spread personally by Chelsea Clinton about a social media post dealing with the ignorant Second Amendment protesters yesterday that don't know the difference between an artillery cannon on an A-10 work log and a handgun. First, I wanted to thank Representative Giddings for her current and ongoing service in the Air Force Reserve. Get on Facebook, Twitter, or Telegram to somebody and send them Giddings. Thank her for her service in the Air Force and in the legislature. And please stay respectful, but maybe help counter some of these lies that are out there. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So I will question, you did say you do have a question. That
was the first two. Are we here to support our Republican legislators, and do we think the media is fair?
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Yes.
Just search for Representative Giddings on Facebook.
If I may say, I witnessed meeting with those yesterday, and I want to thank her probably the most
for the civil discourse she had with those individuals. It was wonderful to see and wonderful to continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. And I'll just add to one of my pet peeves is people who preach tolerance tend to be the most intolerant people in the world. So, yes. Mike, be recognized.
Was that gesture of thanks a
Yeah.
motion? Because if so, I second that gesture of thanks.
All right. Well, I don't think the original speaker made a motion, so I think that is out of order, but I appreciate it. And I think the point was made to thank Representative Giddings over lunch hour in person for standing up for Second Amendment rights.
Point of inquiry, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, are you entertaining such a motion?
I will, if you like, but please identify yourself.
Matthew Jensen, LD 17, I motion that we thank Representative Giddings.
Okay. Is there a second?
Don Bradway, second.
Don Bradway, we have a second. Do we have any discussion? Representative Priscilla Giddings, thank her. Please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay. All right, it passes unanimously. Congratulations. All right, so any other questions or motions or comments or recognitions? We are going to recess for lunch. Yes. Hi, Kitty.
I have one person, Barry Finley. Is he in here, or do I go to the second person on my list? Yeah, Blanchard. I know she's here. She has another auction item, and she can pay for that. Shelley.
Okay, thank you, Kitty. And also, too, feel free to approach me during the recess with any announcements, and I'll use my best discretion to announce it from this podium. So we're going to recess until the time of 1:30. So we're going to recess till